Alright guys, this exercise is going to be the bench dips. Primary muscles worked on is going to be the triceps. Secondary will probably be a little bit of the core. And you'll probably feel a little strain in your shoulders. And that's actually because you're going down too far. So primary muscle group is going to be the triceps. If you feel the strain in your shoulders, we'll go ahead and show you a modification way to kind of take that stress off. Let's get started. So you're going to do this just on a regular flat bench. And you can actually do this on any surface. You can do this even on a chair or anything where you can get your hands just on there. And you notice that Dan's grip is as far as his hips. So you want to put your hands right beside your hips. You don't want to get it out too far because it's going to stress your shoulders too much. Okay, let's go ahead and do some reps. So you'll notice that Dan's chest is out. He's keeping his back and his butt really close to the bench, so this way he can put maximum stress on your triceps. And you notice how he goes to a 90 degrees and gets a full range of motion, and he doesn't go any lower than that, because any lower than that is going to cause a lot of stress on his shoulders. And you can probably see right now that he actually has stress on his shoulders, which is part of the exercise, but it's still bringing good workout for his triceps. Okay, you can actually do this exercise with weight if you like to kind of give it more of a challenge. So to do so, you'll need to have another bench or something else to kind of put your feet on. So we're going to go ahead and use this stool right here. So Dan's going to go and put his feet on there. He's going to keep his knees bent. The reason why is because we're going to go and place a weight right here in his lap. When you're placing the weight, you want to make sure you keep it really close to his stomach. You don't want to put it right on the knees. The reason why we keep the knees bent is so this way it doesn't stress the knees out. If you did keep his knees locked, it would actually hurt his bones. So we'll put it right there. All right. Perfect. And notice that it keeps his knees bent the whole time. And as you add more weight, it may be a little tough to keep on. So if you have a workout partner, you can have them kind of hold on to the weight. This won't become a problem unless you're using maybe about 3 plates or more. So let's go ahead and take this off. All right. So like I said earlier, if you're doing the dips and you feel a lot of stress on your shoulders, then there's another way to do it to where you don't stress your shoulders as much. So what you'll do is you start off doing the same. You'll sit here. And you'll have your hands right here by your hips. Remember, you don't want to get it too wide. And you want to go ahead and walk out until your butt is at the edge of the bench. Keep your knees together, keep your feet together, and keep your chest out. And you're barely going to slide off right here, just so your butt has just barely left the bench. Keep your chest out, and you're going to come down just about right here. And you'll see that this is not a big range of motion. And guys watching right now, you'll probably think, well, this isn't a big range of motion. You probably, aren't working out a lot on it. But if you notice, my tricep is in constant tension. So what this does is, this is a modified and more of an easier way to do it. But because you're keeping your butt really close to the bench and having your chest out, you're actually putting a lot of stress on your triceps. And this does not stress your shoulders at all. I don't feel my shoulders at all doing that. But versus the way that you naturally do it, or you saw the way Dan does it, so where you come all the way down and come up, you do get a better workout on your triceps, but just keep in mind that you're going to be stressing your shoulders too. Is there anything you want to add in, Dan?
Yeah, for a guy who's maybe doing this by himself, who doesn't have someone to look at him, how can he know when he's going down too far on that dip?
You want to make sure that you're going 90 degrees, and if you're not too sure, the best way to kind of gauge it is to feel the stress in your shoulders. And the reason that you don't go down all the way is because it stresses your shoulders a lot. But if you feel like you're very flexible and you can come down, you'll realize there's a certain point to where you feel a lot of stress in your shoulders, because it's kind of like in handcuffs when you're up all the way on the top. So once you feel like it's you're far back enough, that's when you want to go ahead and make that the lowest point. And again, it all depends on range of motion. If your range of motion is really good, you can probably go a little further than some guys. And if your range of motion isn't, just stay higher. Just remember, it's always safety first, and you want to make sure you keep everything safe. and still make the workout effective.
Great. And would you recommend that guys master the unweighted before going to the weighted, or start the weighted right away?
You actually want to go ahead and master the unweighted first. But I think once you get to about 30 reps or so, you can actually add on the weight. You'll see that both of them have different benefits. When you're going with the weighted, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to build fuller, bigger triceps. But when you go with the unweighted, it's a really good supplement tricep exercise to another workout. So you can use them kind of at different times.
Okay. And one final thing, for the weighted, if a guy was by himself, what's the best way to get that weight off of you?
Well, we probably want to think about how to get it on you too. So let's go ahead and do this again here. So what you want to do, this is at 25 pound. So what you want to do is you want to have it right there on the bench right beside you. So when you go ahead and put your feet on the second bench, what you'll have to do is you'll have to place the weight in your lap first before you slide off. Once you have the weight secured here, you put your hands here, then you'll go ahead and adjust your feet. In this case, I'm going to push this bench back just a little bit here so I have a little more room. So you'll go like this. And after you do your set, when you're done, you'll go ahead and either put your feet back down, or you can actually fling the plate off with your thighs. Keep in mind, if you're in an area to where there's not a lot of thick sole in the floor, you might want to just kind of put your feet out and then lift the weight and take it out on the ground.
Great.
Okay, so that's it for dips.